They swap in a Charizard into Shuckle. That is a bold move, Charizard. Do you even know what you're facing off against? This Shuckle is gonna one-shot you right here with the Stone Edge. Come on. This is what we have been waiting for. Please land. What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have a awesome battle submission from Super Shadow number 0. Once again, triple Shadow team, Alolan Muck, Skuntank, and a Shuckle. This Shuckle is under 500 combat power and it's going to be utilized here in the Ultra League, and it takes down some Pokemon. This is going to be very entertaining. I hope you guys enjoy, and shout out again to Super Shadow number 0 for sharing these battles with us. All right. Shadow Shuckle, my goodness, here we go. We got Muck on the lead versus Tapu Fini here in game 1. Obviously, a very nice lead for the Alolan Muck, and we will see a swap out into a Charizard. Get that Shuckle onto the field. They're going to go ahead and go for the Acid Spray. Now, what we got to remember is Shuckle is still super low combat power, so it is very bulky, but it's probably not going to do as much damage as we might think. But I'm curious to find out. They're going to go ahead and shield the Blast Burn, bring in the Shuckle. No, it doesn't look like they're bringing it in yet. Very interesting. I guess they would be taking a lot of damage. Oh, they're going to swap in the Shuckle right here to catch the charge move. Please survive. Yeah, it survives. Not too bad for something under 500 combat power, and it takes down the Charizard. Obviously, Rock Throw really helped out right there, but look at the combat power. 463. That's beautiful. All right. We're going to see the Tapu Fini come back in. And the Alolan Muck. No, they're going to bring in the Skuntank instead, saving the Alolan Muck with that energy. Both Pokemon here with Poison Jab are doing super effective damage. We'll have to see what that final Pokemon is. But they're going to go ahead and go for Moonblast, and it does connect for a lot of neutral damage right there. And a Crunch now coming through. And unfortunately, this is going to be heavily resisted because of that Fairy typing. And they decide to let it go. They're going to counter swap now into the Muck and farm down. Final Pokemon is going to be a Gliscor. So now they're going to decide to go for Acid Spray. This is the bait opportunity. Will they get the final shield? And they do. Beautiful. They can now freely go for Dark Pulse right here, as it will do a lot of neutral damage against this Gliscor. Might even one-shot. We'll have to see. Yeah, it does one-shot. Boom. See ya, Gliscor. Wow, okay, Shuckle, beautiful, soaking that Blast Burn, taking down the Charizard. Now we will see a Jellicent here in game 2. A Hex variant, we'll have to see. It probably does have Surf, but this is, again, a really nice opportunity. Oh, a Crafty now is going to be coming in. It's a good opportunity with the coverage that this team has to handle a lot of the Ghost and Fairy type Pokemon that we see in the meta. Acid Spray does connect, no shield right there, and they're going to go ahead and go for another one. This is what's very strong about Alolan Muck, is the pairing there of Poison Jab and Acid Spray along with the Shadow. It just does so much damage. Now, they're going to decide to no shield right here, as it's probably going to be a power-up punch, doesn't do too much damage. The real damage you have to worry about is the fast move damage. They're going to go ahead and swap now into the Shuckle, looking to soak the energy, and we will probably see a Rock Throw down, farm down on a Crafty from a Shuckle. Oh my goodness, Crafty is XL Best Buddy Ultra League getting deleted by a Shuckle. That is beautiful to see. Alright, we do see Jellicent now coming back in, looking to go for the charge move. I think it's going to be, okay, it is going to be Bubble Beam. Not enough to take out the Shuckle, but they're going to go ahead and go for another one. They are very fearful of this Shuckle, not even trying to commit to the farm down with Hex. They just want to get this thing out of there. But Shuckle says, no, I'm going to get to a Stone Edge first. This is going to be massively debuffed on a Pokemon that almost has a negative attack, so it does nothing. All right, let's see what they decide to bring in. I think Skuntank is going to be the play. No, they're going to come in with the Muck, and we see a swap into Charizard right now. So too bad the Shuckle wasn't still alive to take it down. But Acid Spray is going to do a good job at debuffing the Charizard so that Skuntank can now come in and fully farm down right here. They're going to have to give up shields. The hardest hitting move left in this game is going to be Blast Burn and Dragon Claw. They don't need to worry about Shadow Ball as much because of that dark typing, right? It's going to be resisting it. So they're going to go ahead and look to double shield here, stop all of that damage, and commit to the full farm down. And they just need to get 3 crunches off in time, and I think they might just be able to do it. So here's the first crunch. If it was to land, that might have been a misplay, but they decide to shield anyways, knowing that, you know what, it's going to be crunches. But could you imagine if they decided to no shield, calling the Giga Brain play that they're going to undercharge it? They're going to go ahead and go for another crunch, and I can foresee what is probably going to be happening right here. Crunch is not going to do enough damage to one-shot once they get double Bubble Beam debuffed. So they're going to yep, there's the swap. They're going to have to clear the debuff and catch the charge move here on Alolan Muck, which is beautiful. And they catch the Shadow Ball, actually, which is even better. They can now go for the crunch here to do super effective damage and likely one-shot the Jellicent. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. So we've seen the Shuckle take down a Scrafty and a Charizard so far. So much fun. All right, we got Galvantula here on the lead, somewhat of a neutral matchup, but this is where Alolan Muck really excels, is in these neutral matchups with Poison Jab and Acid Spray. Are they going to go ahead and give up a shield? No, they're going to let this go through. It is going to be the Lunge, does a lot of neutral damage and applies that attack debuff, but now they can go for the Acid Spray, which is going to basically counteract the Lunge debuff to an extent, where by lowering the defense, it increases your own attack in some way. So they're going to go ahead. Ooh, the opponent decides to go for the charge move instead of trying to commit to the farm down, and they're going to decide to let it go. All right, Skuntank now is going to come in and commit to that farm down. Has a good amount of energy. One shield on the opponent's side. We will see a Mandibuzz in the back. All right, Shuckle versus Mandibuzz. I want to see it. Flamethrower, though, are going to be coming through first, as it does do a lot of neutral damage. With that Dark typing here, they don't need to worry about the damage from Foul Play or Dark Pulse, but they are going to shield the Aerial Ace. No, they're going to shield the Dark Pulse. Okay. The opponent might have Shadow Ball, and Dark Pulse would be the better option because of the same type Taka bonus, right? If you have a Pokemon that is a Dark type and it uses a Dark type move, it gets a boost in that damage as compared to using maybe a Water type move, right? So they're going to go ahead and let this go through. It is going to be the Aerial Ace this time, so they do have access to it, and we will see a swap now into Jellicent. So Skuntank, you have a very hard uphill battle right here. Obviously, I want to see the Shuckle versus Mandibuzz, but I don't know if we're going to see it, especially with Surf Jellicent. I think that might be a good game. If this was Bubble Beam, maybe we have some play here, but ultimately, Jellicent with Surf is very strong, very meta, and it's going to be taking it out. But not before Shuckle can come in and try to save the day, catching the Surf right here. And I mean, it still did a lot of damage, but again, we got to respect the Shuckle being 463 combat power. This is honestly amazing. They're going to go ahead and look to go down with the Surf, and I think we are going to see... No, they do get to the crunch in time. Okay, this game may not be over. I think we're going to need one Flamethrower with Poison Jab damage. No, oh, just Poison Jab damage. Can they get the farm down? They get it. Oh my goodness, they were able to come back after the Shuckle went in. I thought Mandibuzz had more health. That's a mistake on my end. Good game. All right, Obstagoon now on the lead. Shiny Obstagoon at that. They're going to go ahead and look to go for the Poison Jab Acid Spray combination. In most situations, you want to be going for this, unless you're going for super effective damage with Dark Pulse or like that neutral damage like we saw against the Gliscor. Now, we do see a swap out into another Charizard, so Shuckle is wanting to come onto the field, but they're going to have to catch a charge move, or at least apply an Acid Spray here. So let's see how they decide to play it. They're going to go ahead and load up on energy. They swap into Shuckle now to catch the charge move, and this, I think, was a Dragon Claw. So now we're going to see the Shuckle fully farmed down. Oh, it's not doing that much damage. Oh, man. Come on, Shuckle. Oh, no. They're probably going to have to let this go. It is going to be Blast Burn. Yeah, it is going to be the Blast Burn, and Shuckle, boom, goes down. That is unfortunate right there. Charizard's still strong. It's got a lot of health. And remember, Shuckle is 400 combat power. All right, we're going to have the Skuntank come in now and commit to that farm down. Oh, man, this is so tough. When a Charizard has this much energy, it's incredibly tough to come back from, especially when it has shields, because the damage output that it can do is pretty insane. Now, they're going to go ahead and shield the Dragon Claw. We are getting some Go Battle lag. Classic. And it doesn't shield. Oh, that's unfortunate, but it also didn't do that much damage. Okay, what a weird thing. So they got their shield back. The damage went through, but it didn't do as much. To be fair, it was a Dragon Claw, so I don't know how... I mean, we'll have to see how low this Skuntank gets, so maybe that added damage would have helped. They do get a shield with Crunch, as a charge move now is going to be coming through. Let's see what it's going to be. It is going to be the Night Slash instead, so maybe they're an Obstruct, or Gunk Shot Obstagoon, or maybe even Hyper Beam. Again, in the Ultra League, there's a lot of variations that there can be. In Great League, you really need Cross Chop and Night Slash. They're going to go ahead and swap back into Alolan Muck and look to go for Dark Pulse here, trying to take out the Obstagoon. This is going to be resisted, and it's not enough damage to take them out, but we do see a swap now into Serperior, and they can easily go for Acid Spray now and really ramp up that damage. And thanks to the Poison typing, unless they have Aerial Ace again here on the Serperior, I don't think... I mean, Frenzy Plant would obviously be enough damage from this range. It doesn't matter how much you resist it. Frenzy Plant is going to be enough to take it out. But the Skuntank can now come in and farm down Obstagoon. Does it have energy? It does! They did sneak a Poison Jab through. So let's see if this Cross Chop is going to be enough. No, it was a Hyper Beam! Boom! Oh, see what I was saying? It makes sense why they went for Night Slash. They had a Hyper Beam. Oh, man. All right, we got Trevenant now in the lead. That was a good game. And what I was saying earlier, in the Great League Obstagoons, you guys definitely want Cross Chop and Night Slash. You don't have the bulk to be able to survive long enough to validate a use of Gunk Shot or Hyper Beam. In the Ultra League, though, you definitely do. There is that opportunity. So we're going to see the Galvantula matchup. They're going to go ahead and swap into Shuckle now. Playing this a bit different than the last Galvantula team they faced off against, as they do catch the Discharge. And now we will see the Rock Throw go against Galvantula. But Volt Switches are really starting to add up here, and Shuckle can't give up any shields. They don't need Switch Advantage. They just need... Oh, wasn't enough to take him out, and they don't get to the Stone Edge in time. So now, do you want energy on Skuntank or Muck? Let's see what they decide to do. They want it on Muck. We do see a swap out right away into Ampharos, and they have a ton of energy here, so they can easily go for the Acid Spray, hoping to maybe get a shield, which they do. Now they can freely go for another one, as they're wanting to really double down here on the Ampharos. I think it is a Shadow Ampharos right there. Yeah, it is. No. Wait, yes. It's so hard to tell when shadows are on both sides. The flames kind of like merge together. They will shield the Thunder Punch, though, so that is a Shadow Ampharos. All shields are gone. They're going to swap into Skuntank to try to get the farm down, but another Thunder Punch is going to be coming through. It shouldn't KO. It will do a lot of neutral damage. They get the farm down. Galvantula is left, and what is the third Pokemon? Remember, Galvantula is probably 1 or 2 fast moves away from going down, so you got to watch out for the Sack Swap. It's going to be a Trevenant. Watch out for the Sack Swap. They're going to overload on energy, and a beautiful call to hold it as they tried to catch the charge move. And Trevenant, though, gets the Seed Bomb in time, but thankfully this is going to be resisted, and Skuntank can survive and now go for the Flamethrower right here to take out the Trevenant. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. Boom, burn down the tree. But yeah, you got to be expecting that. When your opponent has a very low health Pokemon, it's going to be used to catch a charge move. So you always want to make sure you overcharge, especially in situations where you can safely do that. All right, we have a Jellicent lead once again here. And this is it could be Surf or Bubble Beam. We don't know. It is going to be the Surf variant. All right, so that's definitely a lot tougher to handle, as it just does so much neutral damage. And we see a mirror fight. That is unfortunate that they were not able to get off a Dark Pulse against Jellicent. They were overloading too much on energy, I think, but ultimately that would have been really nice to get that damage and pressure early down. Now we will see a Dark Pulse come from the opponent Alolan Muck. Both of these moves are doing resisted damage, but it can still do a decent amount. Now they swap into Shuckle, which seems to be the play of this video, is catching charge moves and just setting up the rest of your team with shields and energy. So obviously I think it's healing it. I think the rock throws are being absorbed and making Muck bigger. I think that's what's happening right here. As Dark Pulse is going to be able to take it down. Yeah, I think it healed it. Alright. Skuntank now has to come in. I mean, they do have energy on Muck, but ultimately they're going to get farmed down with Poison Jab anyway. So they got to come in with the Skuntank right now and look to potentially shield. This could be an Acid Spray, though, which is always tough. And they're going to go ahead and let it go. It is just going to be another Dark Pulse. So the opponent is just looking to do as much raw damage as possible. And now they definitely need to commit a shield right here, because they're going to get themselves too low, as they can safely shield the next Dark Pulse and commit to the farm down. Now they have a lot of energy. And there's a Jellicent. We don't know what the third Pokemon is, but they swap and it's a Drapion. Oh, that is a beautiful peekaboo move right there by the opponent, showing the Jellicent and swapping it into Drapion to catch the resisted move. But Skuntank does not care. Crunch will still put in some work here as they get shields. And now it's a 1-to-1 shield situation. And we'll have to see if this is going to be an Aqua Tail variant. If not, everything's going to be resisted. It is going to be, okay, so it's Crunch Sludge Bomb most likely. Otherwise, they would have been going for Aqua Tails. They can get to another Crunch in time. And as long as they're getting this Drapion low enough, the Muck might be able to finish this game off. They get the final shield. Defense drop again. So now we're going to see the Skuntank probably go down. They're going to come in with the Muck right away and look to get that Dark Pulse off before a charge move can come in. They do have 2 ready to go. Jellicent swapped in though to catch the charge move. Even though this does do super effective damage, it's not going to be enough to KO. And then now have to shield. This is so unfortunate. Can they even Poison Jab down in time? I don't know. Hex is resisted. Yes, they do. So they can get the Dark Pulse off, and the Drapion does not have a charge move. So the Muck is going to be taking it out, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. That one got a bit dangerous right there. All right, we got Muck on the lead versus Muck. All right, let's see how this plays off. Normal Muck versus Shadow Muck. We obviously know how much damage these Dark Pulses can do, but where the real danger lies is that Acid Spray shield bait, as the opponent now went for it. You can tell by the energy, right? This Muck did not have the Dark Pulse yet, so the opponent couldn't have Dark Pulse since they have the same fast moves. They swap in a Charizard into Shuckle. That is a bold move, Charizard. Do you even know what you're facing off against? This Shuckle is gonna one-shot you right here with the Stone Edge. Come on. This is what we have been waiting for. Please land. Oh, it got shielded. Oh, man. I was ready to boom the Charizard. Honestly, I actually don't think it would have one-shot, but I was hyping it up like it would because we believe in the Shuckle right here. Dragon Claw now gets shielded. We're going to see that Muck come right back in, and this is the opportunity where he can go for the Dark Pulse. The opponent already gave up 1 shield, so in these kind of situations, you want to put that huge pressure down and get that Pokemon out of there, which they do. Now, we have the mirror fight still, but we don't know what the 3rd Pokemon is. Let's find out. It is going to be the Muck that decides to come back in, looking to go for another charge move. I think that was a bit quick. I think it might be another Acid Spray. No, it was the Dark Pulse this time. It lands for resisted damage, and they're going to go ahead and fire right back. And this is the opportunity where they might need to swap out so they don't get farmed down, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Coming in with the Skuntank, still resisting the fast moves. 2-to-1 shields. They're going to go ahead and let this go through as it is. I'm miscounting here. Yeah, it is going to be the Acid Spray. It's a good no shield right there. And now they just have to commit to the full farm down. They can safely give up 1 shield here, stopping the Dark Pulse because the Muck cannot get 2 charge moves in time. It does not have enough health in order to do it, but it was a double Acid Spray, and we see a Giratina altered in the back, and this is where those dark types really begin to shine, is against all of these ghost type Pokemon, like we've seen with Jellicent, and now we're seeing with Giratina altered, and also doing very well against the fairies. We're going to see a Crunch come through, get shielded. There's still the Muck in the back, and remember, they are debuffed right now, so Skuntank is going to have to shield. I think even a Dragon Claw would KO either way if it wasn't debuffed, but now they can safely go for this Crunch. And do you want to swap out? I feel like they need to swap out to clear the debuff. Yeah, they have a bit more health. Yeah, they swap out and Poison Jab down, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Man, I really wanted to see the Shuckle Stone Edge that Charizard. Alright, moving to the next game. We got Giratina altered and a Talonflame coming in. So another Fire Flyer for Shuckle to take down. They're going to go ahead and go for the Acid Spray. And this is where you then want to look to swap into Shuckle, which is exactly what they're going to do. They catch the charge move as well. What's it going to be? It's going to be the Flame Charge right there. Does a good amount of damage. But Rock Throw here, putting in some work. I think Talonflame might win the race, especially since it got to another charge move, so they're going to go ahead and let it go. This seems like we've seen all video long. It's the play. Even though Shuckle is amazing and like super spicy to use, like you got to use it in the right situations to give you a win con for these games. Just because you shield and farm down the Talonflame doesn't mean you're going to win the overall game, right? You want to use it for the purpose that it has, soaking energy and getting Pokemon low to be able to be farmed down. So now we're going to see that Obstagoon matchup here. And this looks to be Cross Chop. No, it is going to be Night Slash. Okay. So it's still... Oh, and they got the attack boost. That is not good. They're able to get to another acid spray in time. This might force that first shield. And then we're going to see the swap out now into Skuntank as it comes in right away to farm down. They might have to give up a shield as well against this next charge move. I mean, it's boosted Obstagoon. You don't want to risk it whatsoever, even though it is a Night Slash. And now it's only down to a Giratina Altered. So this is going to be a good game through 4 crunches. Should be enough. No, 3 crunches. Sorry, my bad. 3 crunches. I thought there was 2 shields. 3 crunches should be enough as there's only 1 shield remaining. 2 crunches can KO. So they're going to go ahead and shield. It is going to be Ancient Power, though. No boost from the opponent. So if the opponent plays this, chesses this out, they'll probably no-shield this. No, they decide to shield. They're wanting to fight the good fight. But Skuntank is ultimately going to take this. It doesn't matter. Only Shadow Force, I think, could really do enough damage, even though it is resisted. But Ancient Power is not going to be enough. And they do go for the Flamethrower! The flex! You better hope this KOs. I think it might. Yeah, that is going to be enough damage. That is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright, moving to the next one. We have Muck on the lead versus Clefable. Very positive matchup right here. And the Clefable is looking to stay in. That's very interesting. They might be weak in the back, running a double fairy, maybe ABA order here, which means like a fairy and then maybe a steel and then another fairy, right? Instead of running ABA, where your first Pokemon and the back 2 Pokemon might be fairies, right? So they're going to go ahead and no-shield the Meteor Mash on the second one, commit to that full farm down. Let's see what decides to come in. It's a Pancake. That was a Unova Stunfisk right there. I saw the typing. Yeah, it is a Unova Stunfisk. So this, I don't know if it's winnable. I'm going to be honest. It has Mud Shot and Mud Bomb, which does very well here, even against Shuckle. This is neutral damage. Let's see how much it does. Yeah, that's a good amount of damage, and Shuckle is doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. That is resisted rock throws from a 400 combat power negative attack Pokemon, even though it is Bust Buddy and Shadow. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Stone Edge. Just trying to do any chip damage. This is probably going to do nothing. Yeah, oh my goodness, that was absolutely nothing. And Pancake now is loading up on energy, and this is so deadly. I think it's a good game. I don't know how you come back from this because the Skuntank, still Poison Jabs are not going to be doing enough damage. You have to land 2 crunches. Granted, they do a great job here catching the Mud Bomb on the Alolan Muck, but ultimately there's way too much energy. It does way too much damage. Like, this is a wrap. This is a good game. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and no-shield. Mud Bomb, yeah, does 50%. It's over. They're going to go ahead and go for the crunch. Just fighting the good fight, trying to get the Pancake out of there. But ultimately, I mean, when you mess around with a Skuntank, sometimes you get swept by a Pancake, you know? They're going to go ahead and shield the next Mud Bomb. And then I don't think they get to the crunch in time. Oh, the opponent decides to save it and swap into Golisopod. I mean, it's a beautiful catch, but I think they had enough energy. Golisopod, though, might just go down to crunch here. No, they do get to the charge move in time, and that's going to be a good game. Very well played. Golisopod, another very cool Pokemon that got an update this season with Liquidation, if you guys have not given it a try. But ultimately, that is going to be a good set of battles. Shuckle, what did you guys think? I think it was a beautiful job using it in its capacity of what it can do. Soak some energy and soften up or take down those like key targets, right? Talonflames and Charizards. It even did well against the Crafty. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Shout out to Super Shadow number 0 for sharing these battles with us. Spicy and shadowy as always. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.